Let's be real. Just because you become married or in a relationship doesn't mean them temptations gonna disappear.
So from all them DMs, co-workers, and exes that try to slide into your life, we all know temptations are real.
And pretending they don't exist, that's how a lot of marriages and relationships get into trouble.
So today we're gonna be talking about temptations that we deal with in marriages and relationships and the things that we face.
All right. So, with that being said, I'm Nikki,
And I'm George,
and
and
this is
this
the
is the
G Way
G-Way
Podcast.
Podcast.
All right, let's get into it, y'all. So, how y'all doing today? We got the
Hey.
topic today. I kind of y'all know y'all kind of heard it. We're talking about temptations in marriages and relationships
Mm-hmm.
and how to deal with them because I know we all face those.
Right.
Nobody exempt, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
we're going to be real today with y'all and we're going to talk about it. So, we
Mm-hmm.
know a lot of people probably deal with it
They
and
deal with
don't talk
things.
about it, but we
Mm-hmm.
wanted to get we chose this topic because we want to be able to let it be known that it happens in a
Mm-hmm.
relationship, it happens in a marriage.
Right.
You've been together 1 2 3 years, it don't even matter because nobody exempt at the end of the day
Right.
because we all human.
Exactly.
So I'm gonna start it off. So marriage doesn't erase temptations. Today we're going to talk about that, how marriage doesn't erase that. So it's nowhere in a marriage where it says you won't be tempted to be looking at others or doing something different
Mm-hmm.
from that because you become married.
Right.
We're going to tell y'all how to handle those things. So I'm gonna kind of like elaborate on that a little bit because or you want to go to the second part and then we elaborate.
Yeah, I can go to the second part and
Okay.
then we can elaborate. Okay. So there are types of temptations.
Mm-hmm.
Attention from co-workers, old exes,
Mm-hmm.
popping up from the social media like DMs and all that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Even innocent friendships that get too close.
So that's why I told George to go ahead and get different types of temptations so we can elaborate on that. So the
Mm-hmm.
first one we said is coworkers. Like
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of us work,
Yeah.
in jobs and stuff like that, and we have different people that's at the job and everything like that. So with me, I'm gonna start it off. I'm more so work with a lot of males because I'm a driver, and it's most of the in that field is mostly men. So I'm always around different types of men. So I'm always tempted by looking at different men. Just because you look, I want to put that out there. Just because you look at somebody doesn't mean you cheating on your husband. And now, if you having lustful thoughts,
That's for
then that's kind
thoughts.
of cheating in your mind. Like, hey, if you check in for him or whatever. But it's going to be somebody that's kind of attractive or whatever throughout, but you just got to know how to handle that. And I know how to handle it because I've been doing this for 10 plus years. So I'm always around men and they always going to try to hit on me, but I don't give them a flirtatious feed to make them feel like it's an open door, because women, we can do that. Y'all know we can control the situation. And by me saying control, let's just say when I'm delivering something, and a guy might see me doing, the physical, turn him on by me doing physical work, and he'd be like, "Oh, okay, I see you got to, you working or whatever." And I can give him a feedback of like, "Thank you," like all of that. But if I just say appreciate it and keep it moving, that lets the line be known that, hey, it's no open window for nothing else to come, to come about that. But if I be like, thank you, he gonna be like, oh, okay. Because just because you got a ring on don't mean they won't try to talk to you. I found out that that don't even matter because they are sliding the DM regardless.
Still
So
will.
with that being said, it's about how you handle that situation. So I'm gonna let George do with the men, how men can handle if if
Okay, and
if they in a situation.
I
Why?
mean,
Oh well, when
for
he at work, or what he be doing?
for the men, we can get ours in a different way. Just a nice greeting. You look nice today. Saying compliment, and just different things that come about throughout the day. But you got to know how to turn that off. If it's somebody doing too much or too much extra, you got to know when it's this or when it's that. Now, when
Mm-hmm.
you are in a relationship, I always say you got to respect your relationship.
Yeah.
And the way you respect it is you think about you wouldn't want your spouse or your significant other to do you the same in a bad way.
Right.
So if you always thinking that if she or if he do me bad,
Mhm.
what am I doing? So
So,
that's one way to try to look at it, or that's one way I look at it. And so, for men, I feel like, you just gotta know how to know when it's the right, when if you're doing right
it's
and
somewhat
staying
like women,
disciplined.
like
Yeah.
it's how you respond to it. Because
Mm-hmm.
y'all, because even that lady tell you, hey, can you
Yeah.
help me at work? And
Yeah.
they might be bending over or something like that, and be like,
Mm-hmm.
can you help me, George? It's you to be like looking like, damn.
Yeah.
Ooh. Or to just be like, okay, I got this. But you it's nothing wrong, because my husband always tell me it's nothing wrong with somebody trying to look at you, because that means
Mm-hmm.
you're attractive.
Right.
You can't
I
handle,
say
you
it.
can't stop somebody from looking at you, but you can handle how you respond to it. So like what you said, like I remember when he was working at another job, he told me that a girl wanted to buy him lunch,
Mm-hmm.
and he let her buy him lunch. But I told him, it's the way, did she want to buy you lunch to try to holler at you, or was she doing it just because she was friendly? Like those are the things that you got to look at. And then what happened after that? When
Well,
she
when that
bought you
happened,
lunch, what was going on
I
after that?
mean, she was being friendly. So I mean, it didn't go past that. But I mean, I knew she was trying to let me know that she liked me, because she could have bought lunch for anybody. Am I right? Am I
Yeah,
right?
but then
So
word got back around that she liked
yeah,
him.
right.
So I'm like,
Yeah.
okay.
So
And then
I
another thing, I'm sorry, I try to tell them, you don't just take food from people, because you don't know people. You can't trust people. You don't know that girl. She probably was trying to slip something in your food to make you like her or whatever.
yeah.
So I said, you have a lunch and you have a wife. Like, I
Mhm.
don't need no other woman feeding my man. So, you it ain't
Even if
about
you
the jealousy. It's
even
about,
if you get
like,
hungry,
hey,
you got a
you
wife
don't need
that
that girl coming by you nothing to eat. I don't know her. She
yeah.
probably putting something in your food, all that kind of stuff. So
Hmm.
we not doing that unless you with her. Because
Hmm.
I had a guy buy me some lunch when we on the route or something like that, and I'm in that area where I see me get my order versus him bringing it to me.
Hmm.
So that's on
There's
that.
differences in that,
It's different.
and
It's how
and
you handle it.
you have to control
Hmm.
or narrate the story, or let it be known what it is and what it's not.
Yeah. So then that goes to
Hmm.
the other part with old exes popping up. You
Hmm.
know,
Yeah,
we
that
gonna look at
happens.
George on this one, because he had something happen like that to him before.
Yeah, it happened.
I'm gonna let him
It
fix
happened
that.
to me
Yeah, talk about
before.
that.
Well, through the internet, my old ex, she got at me, and she was checking on me and things like that, and I entertained that, and I went back and forth with conversations, and my wife found out about that, and I was at the dead end sign. I didn't know where to go after that. So man, I was just confessing on what I did, where I was wrong,
Yes.
and I had to come clean. I had to be honest.
Hmm.
I had to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
I ain't want to be vulnerable. I had to, learn how to
Hmm.
accept what I did wrong, get forgiveness from God for what I did and all that.
Yeah.
And yeah, that happened.
And we talked about that before. If you watched one of the previous episodes, we talked about how George
Hmm.
entertained his ex.
Yeah.
You know, he
And
he was trying to see if he still had it, because she was checking for him or whatever.
yeah.
But that got him in trouble. And that could have ended our marriage. And that's one
Hmm.
of the biggest mistakes that he created in our marriage, was to do something like that, because I didn't want to deal with that. Like, you don't play with me.
Yeah.
I
And the way
yeah.
she found out, I was surprised, because like, not finding out, but just the way she handled it. Like, she went there. She was gonna
Oh
take it
yeah,
there.
we was finna fight.
So I was like,
Yeah.
man,
And
I
the
ain't.
reason why, that goes into me saying, if that person doing outside of your relationship, I wouldn't get into it with the outside person, because we made the vows to each other, but I got into it with her because she knew of me and she knew that we was to marry. So that's the only reason why she was about to get it, because what's going on. So if you didn't, or if you were somebody I didn't know, I wouldn't have no problem with you, because he made those vows to me, not you. So that's how that happened with that.
Mhm.
So then that goes into the part of where we said social media
Mhm.
likes in them DMs, right? I know for me, I be overwhelmed. I don't know if other women be going through this, or I know, pretty sure I'm not the only one with them DMs, right? And sometimes I be saying to my husband, I be saying, what's going on? Because it don't be just, one race of men. It be a multiple race of men. And I don't know if it be robots or it be real life people that be trying to talk to me. And I know they see that my husband is on my page. And that's why I say again, they don't be caring about that. They want to see if you gonna interact with them. So I one time he made me mad, right? So I called myself trying to show him something like, oh yeah, I got people in my DMs. Like I know if I can respond back, I'm pretty sure watch I get the feedback. So he was just like, I don't worry about that. I don't care about that. So me being petty, what I do, it was a guy on my TikTok DM or whatever. And he been messaging me, and I left him on red. I never said nothing. So
That was
me being
crazy.
petty, I went and commented back, and I said, "Hey, how you doing?"
Mhm.
Opened up a window of conversation. Boy, that boy dove into that inbox like typing real fast. You know how you see the little types come up fast. I'm like, oh Lord. So I showed my husband, I said, see, you see this? It ain't hard for, I mean,
Yeah.
if I wanted to step out.
Yeah,
But
guys
which
move
I'm not
quick.
gonna do.
Yeah,
But
guys
I was
move
just
quick,
showing him
man.
like, don't play with me because I can't step out there. But we married, so I wouldn't do that to him. But it was funny how the guy was texting back, and then I had said he was letting me know where he stayed at and all that. And I said,
Giving
God,
up everything, man. Like, what kind of
I'm like,
dude is that?
oh, you see how easy it is, George, for
Yeah,
that,
that was crazy.
But and the dude was fine, yeah, he was fine, but this my husband, right? You right? So yeah, so that's what I'm gonna say about the DMs part. You had your part about the DMs, like George, with your ex, and he probably had DM stuff
Uh-huh. Yeah,
before.
I had some, but see, women don't do as much as men do because I feel like most women, they are respect, what you got going on.
Yeah.
Long as you see, if you disrespecting what you got on, they might entertain, but they not gonna come to disrespect what you got going on.
Yes.
So I didn't have to really deal with that. So
Mhm.
that's you know
That was
I
only
had to
I had
go.
to.
Yeah, I had to go and do the dirt. I ain't no dirt come my way.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So the
that's
ladies
the way
ain't
it
gonna
happened for
come
me.
come to you
They don't do that.
because they know your wife is crazy.
Yeah,
And I'm pretty sure.
yeah, they know that.
But yeah, and then we said even innocent friendships that get too close. You know, my husband, I can't say that he never been a jealous man because he know, like I said, I work around a lot of males. So I would tell him that me and the guys was talking, little stuff about that. We talking about sports or whatever. And he never said, "Oh, why you talking to them?" Like, why? Because he know I'm not that kind of person to be trying to look for nothing or trying to engage or take nothing further. So he don't have to worry about that. So that's another thing when I would say, if you know your person you with, you know, you don't have to worry about that jealous part. But if they give you something or show you something, then you could have to question your relationship. Like, hey, hold on,
Mhm,
like you doing too much. But yeah, so we didn't have none of that going on with that, right?
mm-mm,
So let's see. It said we had something that said to share a time and temptation that it came up and how did I handle it, right?
mhm,
So, like George said, women, we don't really deal with temptations as much as the males do because we know how to conduct ourselves and handle ourselves. But I can say, as far as a dream wise, I had a temptation to, since I used to have a crush on Idris Elba.
mm, mm, mm.
And I had a
That's
dream that we
crazy.
had with a date and we was together and stuff like that. And I had woke up and I had told my husband about it. He was like, "Really?" But I don't know if I was watching this movie or what caused me to go through this, but it felt real. We was hugging and kissing each other. I don't even know if we had intercourse or not, but
I don't know
yeah,
either,
but
man.
I told him like, hey, but I never had a real life human action
Yeah.
as far as temptation. Like, don't get me wrong, I have seen, that guys that look nice or whatever throughout social media or whatever, but it don't make me feel like I need to be like, hey, how you doing? It's just natural. You're gonna see them, but I know what I have here and I know my husband is sexy, so I ain't
Yeah.
got nothing to worry about on that.
And so for me, I do see ladies that look nice as well. And I do know that my wife look nice as well also. And we've been together for years. So most guys would be like, how you stay so attractive for so long like that for years and still be worried about one woman. And for me, it's learning what you have, learning what you built, learning all the things you've been through. Is it worth losing what you gained for something else out there that you don't know what it's gonna be?
Right?
or just, losing what you got for a bad decision. So I
Mhm.
learned, like, I mean, I feel like most men gonna really learn that the hard way because we always trying to at least see, at least try to find out,
See if you still got it.
see if you still got it, trying
We
to,
women, we don't
we
need that.
thinking
But
all the other kind of
yeah,
things.
y'all want to
Most
see.
men think that way.
So,
And that's
oh,
what,
somebody like looking at me, or let me
yeah,
see if
that
I can
hurts.
shoot that shot or
Yeah,
whatever. But
you're right.
that goes into our next part.
Mm-hmm.
The danger of ignoring it, right? Why pretending it doesn't exist makes couples more vulnerable. And we know some people might not want to face it, but it's all
Mm-hmm.
kinds of things going on this social media. Like these ladies undressed, they half naked, men
They
showing their
got
muscles and chest.
OnlyFans, they got all
They
these
got
things out here.
baby all on them.
Mm-hmm.
They flexing while they working out. So it's
Mm-hmm.
all on there. You
Right.
just gotta know, hey, is it worth me engaging in it?
Mm-hmm.
Or what can you, because I know sometimes you might think you can get away with it. Like my husband, he try to be slick, but God always put it to the light, like, hey, that's not you. So let's cut that out.
Yeah.
So it was one time that he was on what it was,
Yeah, Snapchat back
Snapchat
then. Yeah.
doing little stuff and looking at little, how
Yeah, a lot of
what's the
lot of
stories go
lot of
by,
bad
and
stuff.
I had to say, hey babe, what's all
And
these half naked girls on these stories, like what's going on? And he like, well, I don't know. And I'm like, if you probably looked at it and been looking at stuff like
it
that, and
stay
then
in
it's
the
gonna
yeah,
keep
stay in
showing you that kind of
rotation.
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to tell him, like, look, if you can't control your eyeballs, you're gonna have to delete that app, or you're gonna have to get somebody to happen here, because you got me messed up. Right?
Yeah.
But that's part of it. But see, that's us not ignoring it, like, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's something that you would have to talk to your spouse. If now some people can't control it, because sometimes you get out of control with it. Like, so as far as that, you would probably have to seek counseling or whatever, or try to figure out, hey, what is causing you to be so tempted? Because some people have temptations when it comes to sexually thinking wise,
Mm-hmm.
looking wise, like physicalness, all of those things. So those are all the types of different temptations that could come about with you and your marriage and your relationship. Nobody's exempt.
Nobody is exempt in that situation.
So the next one is five.
Okay.
Five.
So how we protect our marriage, boundaries, accountability, and communication. Those are the ways that you protect it. Boundaries, accountability, and communication. Those are
Right.
very strong and very important.
Yes.
And yeah,
So we
those
can elaborate.
we can elaborate. Okay, so yeah, with the boundaries, that means that cuts out everything else that's not a part of what you got going on.
Mm.
And we still speak on boundaries before because
Yeah.
that separates you from everything else. And
Mhm.
now accountability is what you know you're supposed to do. Knowing what's important, knowing,
Mhm.
what you're supposed to be and what you up to.
Yeah. Because
And
the accountability is real big.
mm-hmm,
Like, you got to take your wrongs when you did wrong, and you
take it
don't
on the
want to probably
chin.
face it, but you
Yeah.
gotta
The
like chin up,
embarrassment.
chin, get
Yeah,
through
yeah.
it, right?
Nobody want to go through that
Yeah. And
embarrassment, but
that
for
dive
real.
into the communication part. Like, you
Mm-hmm.
got to have that communication where you can speak and say, hey, uh what's up with that?
Yeah.
Like, what's going on? Like,
Let's
is it
talk
something?
about it.
And let's we about to get into nothing but the
Real.
real. That's when you can come and tell your husband, or your wife, or your man, or whatever you want to say, hey, this is what's going on with me. I'm not feeling connected to you like I was before, so it's causing
Mm-hmm.
me to look elsewhere. So these are the things that I'm dealing with. Like, hey, you don't look how you used to look. You gaining weight, or you losing whatever it is. You don't want to hurt your person feeling, but you letting it be known before it starts, because temptation can lead, if it's not controlled, it can lead to cheating, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's where you will come in and communicate that and say, hey, is you falling short. You ain't doing the things that you used to do. And hey, we gotta be taking that accountability. If you doing that and say, hey, you right. I have been looking all crazy every day, or we haven't been having sex, or we haven't been kissing, or we whatever. And you got to be able to communicate that, right? And
Yeah.
get an understanding of what we can do to fix that.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a question for him. Have you ever felt tempted but didn't tell me?
Have I ever felt tempted but didn't tell you? I never been in a situation with someone so I had to do something and not tell you, but I have been tempted to look at stuff
Mhm.
and not let you know what I was looking at.
Okay. So
So
your eyes was looking
my
like,
eyes was looking and I
okay.
ain't want to tell you what I'm looking at. Like I ain't gonna say, hey, look what I see. So I ain't say nothing.
Right?
But
Okay.
right.
So that's the question for me. The
Okay,
next
and
one.
a question for you. What's one thing I do that makes you feel secure in us?
Okay. That's when it goes back to me being around males all day, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what makes me know that I'm secure with you is, like I said, the way you have been treating me since we were young, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I know what we have is not worth messing it up for nothing else. So those are the things that keep me secure in us to say, hey, this is the man that I love, the man that of my dreams, like I be saying, you know, those are the things that come into play when I see other men. Like that's not the man of my dreams, you know. So I know for sure that this man, George, is that. So that's the secure part of me knowing, hey, he's worth it all. And I have had conversations with my coworkers at work, and they be like, Nikki, your husband don't never get mad that you working with us and he be hearing you talking to us. And I said, my man know I ain't going nowhere. You know, y'all ain't worth nothing, and they'll laugh. And I
Yeah.
say, I'm not about to mess up what I have for y'all. Oh, but they don't even look at me like that because they know that I
Mm-hmm.
don't carry myself, or I don't conduct in no flirtatious way at work. I handle my own. I work as a worker. Like I'm not around there acting all pretty. Like, can you pick this up for me? I'm out there getting it just as them. So they respect that, and they be like, Nikki, I like the fact that you don't never be in that sense of like acting girly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, can you do that? But and then they'll help me, but I'll be like, nah, I got this. Like we
Yes.
not doing that.
She works independently also.
Right.
She know how to do that. So I mean that's a
So
quality.
we always gonna give y'all a challenge, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I ask, what boundaries do we need to set? Do y'all need to set and protect your relationship from temptations? Are y'all facing that kind of stuff, like, or are y'all keeping it quiet and you dealing with it silently by yourself, or do y'all have that and y'all need to be able to talk about it and fix that and get an understanding of that? So we're gonna get ready to get into George valuable segment. So
Right.
with that, let's give it to George.
Okay, guys, it's that time. It's that time. And so these are my valuable notes, and they come from me. And these are the things that help me along in our marriage. Okay. So the first one, any struggles you have with your spouse with affection, please let your spouse know. Let them know. Like find a way to at least speak it out and say, hey, man, I ain't turned on.
You ain't
You
looking right.
might need to do something else. You might need to try this or try
Yeah.
that. You got to do things like that to make sure
And
that
that's
they
that's
know.
good, George, that you said that because some people don't want to hurt their person, their
Mm-hmm.
feelings. Like, so they
Yeah.
might not.
Yeah. Might not want to know how to say it or might not want to say it because, like she said, the feelings, but you have to say it because it helps. It helps more than hurt. Okay. The second one I have is same thing you want to do with someone else is the same thing you should do with the spouse,
Yeah,
or
we're
you
gonna have to
shouldn't
talk
be
about that
doing it
one.
at all.
Go ahead and elaborate on that one, George, because when you say
Hmm.
that, we need to break it down for the males.
Okay, so man, all right,
Because
so this one,
George about to give it to y'all. Come on.
you got to do the same things that you would want to do with someone else that you would take on a date, spend your money on, all that. Even if, because if you don't know them, why would you want to do all that stuff?
Yeah, right.
And you got someone on your side and you ain't doing nothing for them.
Mm,
So, it's a psychological thing. Most guys want to go impress someone else that
mm,
don't know them.
mm.
I'm giving the
Oh, he
secret
keeping
today.
it nothing but
I
the
gotta
real
tell
right
y'all
now.
that real.
Let's go.
They
Let's
only
go.
want to impress somebody that they don't know. When they got somebody that they know and they did it already,
Mm,
where's the thrill, right?
yeah.
So therefore, that's why they go hard for finding someone else. Now,
Mm,
she used to always say, all that stuff you would do, crazy stuff with somebody else, why you want to do it with me? To me, I think like, why would I want to do some wild stuff with my wife, the one I love?
yeah.
If I want to do some wild stuff or bad stuff, I want to do it to somebody else. That's the way I'm thinking. But you got to be able to do everything that you want to do with the one that you love
Yeah.
because it's very respectful. And this is for married people. Married people, y'all respect who y'all got and y'all make the most of what y'all got
Yeah.
because that's the one that's for you. That's the one you pick.
Yeah.
That's
And
the
it's
one you
crazy
pick.
that you said that because I remember he used to be like, we're not trying to get off topic, but when we be grown and stuff like that, and he
Mm-hmm.
be like, I don't want you doing that. You my wife. You don't supposed to be doing that. I
Right.
said, baby, what?
Yeah,
That don't
I
mean
ain't.
nothing. Like we still, you my husband. So who
Yeah,
else you gonna get this stuff from? Like
yeah. So it was
let's
just
go ahead and
in
do
my
this.
mind. I
Like
didn't
we
see her
grown.
doing
Yeah.
a lot of
And
crazy
then
stuff.
when you start doing all those things, he like, oh
Yeah,
damn.
I'll be like, oh,
Okay, but we gonna hold that for another topic.
okay.
Let me let George
Right.
finish up.
Okay. Now, don't make excuses for doing wrong, because if you do, you will continue to do wrong. You gotta be able to know, recognize that excuse or recognize that wrong that you did and cut it
Yeah.
if you really want your marriage to work. Now, if you want to be sneaky all your life, then hey, I know Jeezy made a song, Don't Get Caught. That's you. But
Yeah.
I don't want to keep getting caught. I don't want to have to go through things like that. So I free myself of that. And
Yeah.
you gotta stop
And just
one
know,
way.
just because you think you ain't getting seen, just
Mm-hmm.
know the man upstairs
Yeah.
see everything. So you
Yeah.
ain't getting away with it if you
Yeah.
think you are, right?
Right.
It's gonna come to the light, and then you don't want it to come to the light because things can go real bad for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
So what else you got, Joe?
That's it. Those are my
That's George
notes for the
valuable
day.
points.
So
Come on now.
that's it for the day, y'all.
All right. So the closing is encourage couples to open up. So we want to encourage y'all to open up more instead of letting it be shame for talking being in secrecy, and that creates cracks because you need to be able to open up more. Y'all need to be able to communicate these things just all around whatever issues within each other without having to have a crack, because like I always say, if you have a crack in your relationship or marriage, it's easy for evil or wrongness to creep on in and cause a whole lot. So have that open communication, have those talks if things going wrong for you, right? You got anything else to say?
Yeah, be honest with your spouse, man. Y'all communicate. We treat marriage like a job or like work, because it's work every day. You know, even though you might be doing the same things, you have to do it again. So you got to still be respectful the next day. I still got to be a husband tomorrow and all the years to come.
Right.
So I just tell, men and women, make the most of what you have, because, God honors marriage. And if you're doing it the right way, God blesses marriage.
And he does, right?
Right.
So y'all stop looking at them women
Yeah.
and them DMs, sliding in them DMs, and ladies, we look at the men's in the chest.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
look, but don't be all in your mind saying, "Oh Lord,"
Yeah.
doing all that, because you lusting at this point, right?
Just act like when you went to the store when you was a little kid and your parent told you don't look,
Don't be
but
doing
don't
that.
touch.
You can
Yeah.
look, but
Don't
don't
touch
touch,
it.
right?
Right.
Because I tell them like, hey, it's out here. Like
Yeah.
it's a lot of people that's out here halfway, bare clothes on. It's they put it all in our face, y'all. But just don't mess up your relationship in your marriage because of being tempted and don't know how to control yourself. That's is it worth it at the end of the day? So you gotta be able to control yourself and handle yourself accordingly. So anything else?
No, that's what I want to leave them with.
And with that being said, y'all know it's
There's
only
only
one
one
way,
way, and that's
and that's
the
the
G
G way.
way.
Peace out, y'all.
Peace out.
But yeah.